What it do, everybody? Today we doing damn, what we doing? We doing a burst fade on the Mohawk. So y'all stay tuned for this fire. Not to mention, this is my first time doing this type of haircut, but I stepped out of my comfort zone and I feel like I did an excellent job, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man. Step out the comfort zone and get right. Alright, right here I'm going in with my 5-0 detachable blade, setting in my first guideline, doing a round shape to create that burst effect. You can also use your trimmers or a 0 gap clipper for this first guideline. Now I'm coming in with my lever all the way open, going up about 1/2 inch, keeping it parallel to that first guideline I put in. Now I just close my lever up halfway, working out that bottom guideline. Now I got my lever back open, stretching out that guideline I put in. I should have went a slightly higher, and that's what I'm doing right here. Now I got my number 1 guard on with the lever all the way open, going up about 1 inch. Keeping this guideline parallel to the previous guidelines. Now I close the lever on my number 1 guard, working right underneath the open lever number 1 guard, getting any dark areas, creating a better transition in my fade. And I'm using the corner of my blade because I don't want to push my fade any higher than it already is. I want to keep this fade at the level it's at, so I'm using the corners. Now I got my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open right now, but I see that it wasn't cutting any hair. So I'm gonna close the lever up on it and debolt, get rid of any excess hair. Now I got my number 1.5 guard on with the lever all the way open, coming right under that number 2, detailing the fade, making the transition much more smoother. Now I got the lever closed on my number 1.5 guard. At this point, I'm working my way down, detailing my fade, getting rid of any dark areas. I want a blurry fade, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be able to see no lines. So at this point, I'm detailing and making sure my fade is blurry as possible. Still walking down my fade. Now I got the number 1 guard on with the lever all the way open, coming right underneath the 1.5 guard closed. Now I got my 000 Speedo guard on. It's equivalent to the 0.5 wall guard, but I prefer this guard because it combs through the hair much more easier and better. I'm going right at those dark areas underneath that number 1 close. Now I'm at no guard with the lever all the way open, and I want y'all to pay attention how I use the corner of my blade while I'm opening and closing the lever, bringing this fade to life. Now I'm adding a fire to the flame using the corner of my blade. As you can see, I can go much higher when I use the corner. If I was using the whole blade flat against his head, my fade will be getting pushed higher and higher. But just using the corners will spread those dark areas out and make this fade look much more blended. Right here I'm using a raking technique with my lever all the way open. It's equivalent to the number 1 guard, but it's a quicker process. What I'm doing right here is just knocking off those wild hairs and making my blend look better. Right here I'm taking my number 1 guard, going with the grain to knock down the hair a little bit more. And then I'm gonna grab the number 1.5 guard and go against the grain to get the top portion of the fade to blend into the mohawk. As you can see, that fade starting to look much better. And like I said in the beginning, this is my first time ever doing a haircut like this. But I stepped out of my comfort zone and challenged myself. So I want you guys to do the same thing, because ain't no telling what you're able to do. If you don't try, you'll never know. Now it's time for the most important part of the haircut, which is the lineup. And what I'm doing right here is prepping my lineup and getting it clean and free of any grease, dirt, or debris. The product I use is called Glass by OG Walker. If you're looking for this product, it will be linked in the description below. And what I do is spray it on a cotton round and wipe my client's forehead down. Then you want to come right behind that with a comb and a blow dryer, only using cold air on the blow dryer while you comb the hair in the natural direction. And the reason for using cold air is because you don't want your client to start sweating. Then last but not least, I grab my razor comb, which has a long side and a short side. The long side is equivalent to a number 1 guard, and the short side is equivalent to a 0.5 guard. So what I'm doing right here is using the long side to get the hair to lay down more smoothly, so that when I come through with my trimmers, I don't have any hairs overhanging the hairline, and it makes the hairline look much sharper. I find it much easier when doing the front portion of the hairline to start in the middle, work your way to one side, meet back in the middle, and go to the opposite side of the side you just completed. When doing this process, you want to take your time. If you have to, step back, use your mirrors, but you want to make sure that client has a straight edge up before they get up out of your chair. And like I said in a previous tutorial I did, make sure you don't push your client's hairline back, because within 2 days after their haircut, new growth will start showing, and you don't want that. So make sure your haircut has longevity and it's going to last your client a longer time by keeping that hairline as far forward and natural as possible.
Put on the beat.
And once you're done with the lineup process, what you want to do is measure his boxes using a comb. So what you want to do is pull the teeth down where that box ends and measure the opposite side. And what I noticed was his right side was longer than his left side, so I had to go back and make sure both sides were symmetrical. And here go the finished product. Hopefully you guys picked up a lot of knowledge. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and share this content with any of your friends. MikeWillBlendIt. Y'all stay blessed.